everyone, it's Francie and this is my May wrap up. So May is already over. It's so strange, time is running by so fast. But I know that everybody says this in those videos, so I won't talk about that. So yeah, let's just start right into it. The first novella I read was the first Wool novella, and I think it's just called Wool #1 by Yu Howie. And I really liked it. It was a bit strange because it felt like you read a short story. You know, I think it wasn't supposed to be a book series, so there's not so much information going on about the characters or the setting in general. It's just story, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but I think the series will get quite good, so I definitely want to continue reading it. Then I read The Evolution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, and as expected, it was a crazy ride. It's the second book in the Mara Dyer trilogy, and the third book is coming out in November, I hope, if the publishing date doesn't change. So this is, yeah, freaky, and it ends with a huge cliffhanger, just like book 1. I still love the characters, but it felt a bit forced at times. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then with our Goodreads and BookTube reading group, BookTube reading buddies, we started to read Hyperion by Dan Simmons, but I didn't finish it. I really liked this book, and it's a really unique story, and the way the book is written, it's like it consists of memories of 7 people who meet and have a kind of quest, and you see all they went through in their life that brought them to this quest. So it's like a compilation of 7 short stories that intertwine, and I think the idea is really great, but I don't know, I had problems with the language or something like that, because it didn't grip me as I wanted it to be. So hopefully I will continue this book someday, but not this month. Next I read Wild by Cheryl Strait, and I already did a video review for this one, and I will link the review down below for anyone who wants to watch it. It's a great book. I read Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It's one of those books, I said it before, I wouldn't have ever picked it up if it weren't for BookTube and the hype around it. So I was pleasantly surprised. I think it's just a nice story. It's easy to read, the characters are interesting, and it's nothing super special or anything. It's just a great, entertaining read. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And you know, I want to pick up the sequel soon. Then, during the readathon, I read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, another super hype book that just came out this month. And I didn't want to read it because there was all this marketing around it, like, don't tell its lies, and, you know, don't speak about the plot of the book. And that left a negative feeling inside of me. But it was really cheap in the Kindle store, and so I bought it, and I have a book I really love, and it has kind of the same premise. People say it's a lot better when you don't know what happens, but in the case of We Were Liars, I don't think it helps that you don't know what happens. And I know you shouldn't know about the end before you start, but the normal storyline, there's just no way why you shouldn't know about it. And so I was I was disappointed, but I really liked the writing style, and it's just a short book you can really fly through, so I don't know if I would recommend it. I think it's overhyped. I think it's totally overhyped, but it's okay. And then for my new adult book of the month, and it is Loving Mr. Daniels by Brittany Cherry. I think someone recommended this book on Goodreads or so, and I started reading it, and then I saw that it just came out a few days before. It's one of those teacher-student love affair new adult books, and there are a lot out there, but I enjoyed this book for several reasons. First, it had a lot of drama in the beginning, like the first 1-2 chapters, but then it was a really kind of normal story and it was just believable. And the second one is, it's not about love and sex the whole time. It's a lot about her family and sibling relationships, and very, very cute sibling relationships. So I really enjoyed this book and gave it 4 out of 5 stars because it pleasantly surprised me. The next book I started but haven't finished yet is Replay by Kane Grimwood, and this is a mixture between Butterfly Effect and I don't know, I heard that the movie Groundhog Day was written after this book as an inspiration, but I have no idea if it's true. It's about a man and he dies with 43. He has a heart attack, and the moment he dies, he wakes up in his old dorm room with 18 again, and he soon figures out that, yeah, he has to live his life again. And this happens several times, you know, he always dies and then he starts again at the same point in time at 18. And he lives a very different life every time. So it's really interesting, but I was at a point where things started to change really drastically and I just got out of it somehow and didn't get back to it, but I definitely want to continue it. I'm halfway through, I think. Yeah. And another book I just started because it was special offer in the German Kindle store is Poison Study by, is it Marissa Snyder or something? Oh, I forgot the author's name, sorry. I just heard that it's a fun kind of YA fantasy book and it's relatively short, and yeah, I just wanted to read into it and really enjoy it, but I'm not far into it and definitely need more time to read this because at the moment I don't have any time to read and it's so hard to even film videos. So for the next 2 months I'm super out of video filming. So okay, then let's wrap this up here because I have to work, and see you soon, guys.